Hey everybody, we are finally done with the Noah story. Today we are moving on to Genesis 11. So let's go. The Tower of Babel. Some people say Babel, but I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Babel. I don't know. I like Babel. Anyway, now the whole world had one language and a common speech, even though the last chapter said that they did not. As people moved eastward, they found a plain in Shinar, whatever, and settled there. They said to each other, "Come, let's make bricks and bake them thoroughly." They used brick instead of stone and tar for mortar. Then they said, "Come, let us build ourselves a city with a tower that reaches to the heavens, so that we may make a name for ourselves, otherwise we'll be scattered over the face of the whole earth." But the Lord came down to see the city and the tower the people were building. The Lord said, "If as one people speaking the same language they have begun to do this, then nothing they plan to do will be impossible for them. Come, let us go down, let us," more than one God here, "go down and confuse their language so they will not understand each other." And this seems like, oh, look at the sandcastle that guy is building. I think I'll go and kick it over. It seems to me that Yahweh is not getting angry at them. He's just like, hey, look, they can do anything they want. Let's stop them. It kind of looks like he's afraid of the potential of these people. So the Lord scattered them from there over all the earth, and they stopped building the city. That is why it was called Babel. Because there the Lord confused the language of the whole world. I guess Babel means confusion or something? I don't know. From there the Lord scattered them over the face of the whole earth. Now I skipped some footnotes. Babylonia? Oh, Shinar, whatever. That is Babylon. Babel sounds like the Hebrew for confused. Okay, well, there we go. And then from Shem to Abram. This is the account of Shem's family line. These are always fascinating. No, not really. 2 years after the flood, when Shem was 100 years old, he became the father of Arphaxad. And after he became the father of Arphaxad, Shem lived 500 years and had other sons and daughters. Didn't Yahweh already say that people weren't going to live longer than 120 years? I'm going to check, because I seem to remember reading that. I think it was before Noah. Wow, a lot of... Yeah, Genesis 6:3 says, "Then the Lord said, my spirit will not contend with humans forever, for they're mortal, their days will be 120 years. So, 500 years, I'm calling shenanigans on that. Time to get the broom. Okay, let's see. No, when Arphaxad had lived 35 years, he became the father of Shelah, probably the only healthy one of his children. And after he became the father of Shelah, I don't know if that's male or female, but I'm guessing it's a male, because that's all they really care about in the Bible. After he became the father of Shelah, Arphaxad lived 403 years and had other sons and daughters who don't matter, because whatever. When Shelah had lived 30 years, he became the father of Eber. And after he became the father of Eber, Shelah lived 403 years and had other sons and daughters. No, I didn't read the same thing twice. There, two people lived 403 years. Which the writer forgot that was more than 120 years. Or maybe this was written by someone different than the person who said they'd live 120 years. And, you know, they were put together and they forgot to fix that contradiction when they compiled all this. Voted it all in. When Eber had lived 34 years, he became the father of Peleg. And after he became the father of Peleg, Eber lived 430 years and had other sons and daughters. Because when you're 400 years old, you're totally up for having lots of kids. When Peleg had lived 30 years, he became the father of Reu. R-E-U. Roy? Reu? And after he became the father of Peleg lived 209 years and had other sons and daughters. Oh, he died so young. Oh, only 209 years. When Reu had lived 32 years, he became the father of Serug. And after he became the father of Serug, Reu lived 207 years and had other sons and daughters. Oh, tragic. When Serug had lived 30 years, he became the father of Nahor. All these people suck at naming kids. And after he became the father of Nahor, Serug lived 200 years and had other sons and daughters. Don't name any of the daughters, you know. Only name their first son, or whatever son had other kids. When Nahor had lived 29 years, he changed his name to Bob. No, not really. He became the father of Terah. Probably one of the least bad names so far. And after he became the father of Terah, Nahor lived 119 years and had other sons and daughters. And Terah, after Terah had lived 70 years, he became the father of Abraham. Or of Abram, Nahor and Haran. That's completely believable. 70-year-olds even today can have kids, but it's very risky. Oh, another thing I wanted to mention, we have buildings much taller than the Tower of Babel could have been, and we haven't seen heaven up there. And we've been to space. We've sent satellites way the heck out there, and nope, no heaven. Yahweh hasn't come down and confused the languages again. English is fairly close to being a universal language, and nope, it's not. Well, it's a little confused itself, but people are able to do quite a few pretty amazing things, and I don't see any gods coming down and kicking over our sandcastles, so I don't believe this ever happened, as if you had to ask. Okay, now, last little section, Abram's family. This is the account of Terah's family line. Terah became the father of Abram, Nahor, and Haran. And Haran became the father of Lot. Oh, there's an important guy. While his father Terah was still alive, Haran died in Ur of the Chaldeans, the land of his birth. Abram and Nahor both married. The name of Abram's wife was Sarai, who we know was his half-sister. That'll be revealed later, but spoilers. Why not? Bible spoilers. And the name of Nahor's wife was Milcah. She was the daughter of Haran. Oh, there's one of the few named women here in the Old Testament. Oh, and also Sarai. She was the daughter of Haran, the father of both Milcah and Iscah. Now Sarai was childless because she was not able to conceive. Well, yeah, that would make it more difficult, wouldn't it? Terah took his son Abram, his grandson Lot, son of Haran, and his daughter-in-law Sarai, the wife of his son Abram. And I guess wait a minute. Terah, it says at one point that Sarai is the half-sister of Abram. Could she be his half-sister from the same mother? That seems a bit odd, because at this time, Men didn't get together with women who had already had kids, but I don't know, maybe they did. Maybe things weren't that way at this point. Anyway, and together they set out from Ur of the Chaldeans, whatever, to go to Canaan. But when they came to Haran, they settled there. Oh, I guess they decided to just stop. Terah lived 205 years, and he died in Haran. Awesome. Okay, that's it. That is Genesis 11. I will see you next time for Genesis 12.